Guys, the next slide we're going to study is the esophagus. Here we have a slide with the esophagus, and which is 40x total magnification. We're using the red objective, which is the scanning or the 4x objective, and we're able to see here the lumen of the esophagus, which is the empty space. And we have the tunica mucosa, which is the first layer. We have behind that we have the submucosa, and then we have the muscularis, and finally we have the adventitia in a bigger magnification. This time it's going to be closer. This time it's going to be 100x. We can see here the lumen, and then we have here the whole thing. Here is going to be the tunica mucosa, and underneath of that is going to be this whole pink thing is going to be the submucosa, and the wider thing here in purple we have the layers for the muscularis, which is the circular layer and the longitudinal layer. And finally, the outer part, the external part, we have the adventitia. We have another vision, another slide with the esophagus here. This is going to be the magnification for this one is going to be again 40x for total magnification. Well, we're looking for, it's 4 different layers for the esophagus. Again, this inside is going to be the lumen. Before zooming in, we're going to have outside the thin layer is going to be right over here. It's going to be the adventitia, this one. And then moving inside from here to here, we have 2 different kind of layers, which is the smooth muscle, this muscular layer, but they are forming the muscular externa. Now the muscular externa has hip portion of it, which is the longitudinal layer, and the inner portion is going to be the circular layer, which is part of the muscular externa as well. Now you have 2 kind of fibers here, and if we zoom a little bit, you can see how it looks like they are poking out of the screen of view. They are going into out of the screen. That means they are running down the length of the esophagus, hence longitudinal fibers. But this over here, you can notice they are going bands, and around the esophagus there are circular layers. Now moving inwards from the adventitia to the muscular externa to this area right here, this area is known as your submucosa in pink, and then the most internal layer is comprised of actually 3 different regions here. You can see this portion, which is the muscle, and then we have a connective tissue, and finally we have a portion which is epithelium. Together, or 3 of they're going to be the mucosa. Now this layering right here is the mucosa, and this one is going to be the muscular of the mucosa, and this is your smooth muscle. This area right here is going to be in pink the lamina propria, and the lamina propria is mostly made of connective tissue. Well, this area right here that you can see it's going to be epithelium. Now in this case is the esophagus. It's going to be estratified squamous. In the very center here, this is the chew up of food, or the bolus. will move in through, and this is the lumen, the space where the food is going to be there. You can see how it looks like it's very thin. That's because the esophagus is usually collapsed unless something is being pushed through. So our layers from outside the adventitia again, then this layer is going to be the muscular externa. To this layer is going to be the submucosa, and this layer is going to be the mucosa. This is going to be your esophagus with the fortunix of the GI tract.